All right, it looks like Vader's at the 40, the 30, the 20. He reaches up to catch the ball and he can't lift his arms above his head. Let's talk about shoulder armor. Hey there everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Sith Lord, where I talk about the do's and don'ts, how-tos, whys, and why-nots about creating a screen-accurate Darth Vader costume. And if that's something that you're into, don't hesitate to comment, like, subscribe, click the bell icon. That way you get notified anytime I post something new. So I've tried to make two different videos since my last video, and one of them I just don't like. I think I'm going to have to refilm that. And then the other one was I was going and getting my cape tailored. They told me that I couldn't film in there, so I should have taken my business elsewhere. So in this video, we're going to go over the chest armor / shoulder armor. We'll compare the Rubies Supreme Edition Darth Vader costume shoulder armor, don't do it, against the 501st Legion costume reference library, as well as a more screen accurate shoulder chest armor against the 501st Legion costume reference library as well. And then at the end of the video, we'll go over what needs to be done to the Rubies shoulder armor to get it up to 501st basic approval standards. So as always, I want to remind everybody that the costume that I'm recreating is going to be from the original Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, and the Rubies Supreme Edition Darth Vader costume, Don't Do It, is going to be based loosely off of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And before we get into it, I want to let everybody know that I'm probably going to use the term shoulder armor and chest armor interchangeably. So now let's get into it. Alright, so number one. The chest armor is painted satin black and non-gloss gunmetal gray. So the Rubies is painted, I would assume it's black. It's black on the back. So it's black, and then the gunmetal gray is painted over the top of that. And my chest armor is going to be satin black and then non-gloss gunmetal gray as well. Number two, the centermost raised section is gunmetal gray, and the two adjacent sections are black. So we have that here and here. My current chest armor checks that off the list as well. And the rest of the chest armor is gray. So the Rubies has this black section right here, which is okay because there's an optional thing down there, a little further down, that says it can be painted black if you want, so that'll be okay. And obviously mine is not painted black. Everything else is the gunmetal gray besides these two pieces. The shoulder bells are gunmetal gray with raised black sections and are each attached with two straps. So we have raised black section right here. It's raised, but it's not in the right spot. So that'll need to change. So with mine, I have, the two raised black sections right here in the right spot. As far as the strapping system goes, how to hook it on, from what I've read on the Sith Lord detachment and everything, is it doesn't really matter how you have them connected as long as it looks okay, because you can't see the straps when you're wearing the costume anyways. So, and also a little pointer for those of you that don't know, because I didn't know and I had to figure it out when I got these. When you're attaching the bells to the armor part, what you want to do is have the raised black section. There's one side of that that's open a little bit further on it, and that side points towards the floor. So you don't want to get them on there upside down. So number 5 now is there is no visible cape hook, and the Rubies has two. So right here and right here, and then the cape chain going across. So the cape chain will be inaccurate. This is not going to work for A New Hope. Now mine, there's no cape chain or no cape hook anywhere on here, so good to go. So we'll get rid of this, and now we'll move on to the optional level 2 requirements. Number 1, the black and gray paints used on the chest armor should match the dome and the face mask of your helmet. Now, with mine, they don't match. I have the EFX PCR helmet, and this armor is from Portumic Prop Studios. And it's really, really highly recommended on the Sith Lord detachment when you place your order for your chest armor and your helmet is you get them both from the same vendor. That way they can use the same paint on it. And because even say you order your helmet one day and then 6 months later you order the armor from the same vendor, the paint could still end up being different because they might use the same paint, same brand, you know, but after, you know, 6 months or whatever, however, the paint might come different from the factory. So if you do want to get that level 2 certification, you're going to want to make sure you order your helmet and armor at the same time from the same vendor. So on my next set, I will order my helmet and... Oh no, did I just reveal that I'm going to start doing Empire Strikes Back? So on my next set, I'll order the helmet and the armor at the same time from the same vendor. So number 2 on the level 2 certification requirements is... The chest armor is weathered to achieve the uniform semi-gloss look on the black parts and give it a heavily used / worn look all over. Now mine doesn't look that weathered on the black parts, so I don't think it's going to work for that. But I could always paint on weathering. I don't know how much I really want to do that though, but... 3, the armor is fitted with padding to ensure A, the bottom of the armor does not rise up substantially off the chest. So when I wear my armor, I arch my back pretty far to kind of like make it look like I got big old pectoral, big old buff boy pectoral muscles. And so that isn't an issue. It just kind of is pretty flush with my chest. B, the back of the armor doesn't stick out substantially through the cape. So with the leaning back how I do, it kind of makes the back of it go down pretty straight so it doesn't stick out. You can't really tell. C, the shoulder bells rest on and move with the arms. So and D, the side of the shoulder armor and the shoulder bells are flush with each other. So if you look, I don't know if you can see, pretty flush there and pretty flush on this side, which isn't hard. I just have mine mounted on with Velcro, just one strip of Velcro from here down to there. That's it. It hangs, the front's open, the back's open too. Once you get the weight of the cape on there, it holds everything in place, so it's not gonna, it won't pop out, you know, like, see that? It won't do that with the cape on. It holds everything. The cape's pretty heavy. And in a previous video, I showed how I did all of the padding all inside of here. So I'll put the link to that in the description if you want to check that out. So now the optional level 3 certification, there's only one thing on there. And it says, brush strokes are slightly noticeable in the gray section. That way you can see the black showing through underneath. Now, mine has that on there. You see there's some, or is that a scratch? It's not really picking it up too well. Yeah, you can kind of see. So, there we got that going for us. So I've got some misses in the level 2 department, but my short-term goal is just to go for basic approval and then slowly upgrade over time. That way, you know, I get to make the most out of it instead of waiting years on these wait lists. I can get these pieces now, get out and start trooping as soon as I get approved, and then slowly start upgrading to get the perfect Vader. What, buddy? Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come on. Tell everybody hi. Say hi. You want to come help Papa film? Oh, you leaving? All right. See you later. All right. So that's going to do it for the shoulder armor certifications. But SoCal Sith Lord, how can I modify my Ruby Supreme Edition Darth Vader costume shoulder armor to meet basic approval standards? That's a great question, Mr. Wellington, and I'm glad that you asked that. So there's a guy named Kenobi, and he's on YouTube, and he did a video series on how to make a 501st approved Darth Vader costume for under $1,000, which you should go check out. Now, he does a lot of do-it-yourself stuff, and that's not something that I can do, so keep that in mind when you go check him out. So he successfully modded his Rubies shoulder armor to be approved for A New Hope, and he did a great job, like a killer job. It looks really good. And Casey Kenobi, if you're watching this, I'm a big fan. So the first thing that what you'd need to do is you need to thicken this part up, because most of this is all covered by your robes anyways. You know, it goes to like here. So you don't even really see much of this anyways. So you have to thicken this part up. And I know a lot of guys, they'll just add fiberglass to it, add some resin, and just keep doing that until finally it's thickened up enough. Or a lot of them will use like Bondo. Bondo will, you know, you can do that as well. I mean, I'm not that big of do-it-yourself stuff. That's what we got to deal with first. And we also need a repaint on it. The gray is just, it's far too light, and it's like I don't know, it's like a weird shade of gray. I know there's 50 different shades of them, but I don't know, this is just a weird shade, so you'd have to repaint it and make it darker. And the shoulder bells are wrong, so we'd have to add raised black sections down this way. Like I said before, go check out Kenobi. He did a really good job. I'll put his video down in the description. We'd have to remove the cape chain, the incorrect cape chain, and the cape hooks. Like I said earlier, I'm not a Revenge of the Sith pro, but we're not making a Revenge of the Sith costume. So we'd have to remove the hooks and the cape chain to get that up to A New Hope standards. And also somehow, if possible, build up the raised portions, just because they're just kind of flat and thin. You know, it's just plastic, cheap plastic. So I think that's going to be it on our rundowns of the Darth Vader shoulder armors and what we need to do to get them where we want them to be. So thank you everyone for watching, and don't forget to click the like button if you liked it, comment, let me know what you think about the shoulder armor, or what costume you're working on, or if you are working on a Vader costume, or if you have anything to say, because like I said before, I really do love getting back to all the comments. I think it's a lot of fun. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the like button. That way you get notified whenever I post something new. Trying to do a video every week, it's really hard. I don't know how these people do videos like multiple times a week. So thanks again, everybody, and we will see you in the next video.